Now we want to be talking about what if you've come to live in Belgium to live with a partner, but it hasn't worked out the way that you'd imagined it to. And if you're in this situation, then we're really sorry, and we really want to support you through this process, as we know it can be a very painful one. And we just want to say, first of all, that we're really in favour of international marriage, and we're really in favour of international relationships. But if things go wrong, then we also want to say that we want to support you and stand beside you. And lots of the women that we work with are in a situation where they're unhappy with their relationship, where they maybe have suffered from abuse, or have come to live in a new country, and the cultural differences between them and their partner have been really large, and they've decided that they want to actually end their relationship. And so they come to us and they say, like, Emma, what happens? I've been here 3 years, I've got a child here. If I get divorced, will I be sent home? But even though I've got family here now and friends, I've got my child here, I've got work here, and I'm sending money back to my family. If I get divorced, will I be sent home? And so this is a bit complicated, and it really will vary from situation to situation. And if you get divorced before 2 years, or after only 2 years of being married, then you don't have very many rights to remain, unless you have a child here, or unless you can prove you've been a victim of domestic violence. And if you have been married between 2 and 5 years when you decide to end your relationship, then you're allowed to stay if you can show that you've got a permanent job, and if you can show that you've integrated well, that you've got to know the language, you've integrated into the community. Also, if you've got a child here, or if you've been a victim of domestic violence. And on the topic of domestic violence, if this is something that you're going through, we really want to say we're so sorry for any pain that you're going through, and that we would love to be able to help you out and support you in any way that we can. And if the situation does arise, then you need to go to the doctors, and you need to get a medical note to show what's happened to you, because to be able to be allowed to stay in the country, if you've been a victim of domestic violence, if that's your case, if you're getting divorced, in court, you need to be able to show medical documents to show that you have been a victim of domestic violence. And so make sure you go to the doctors and you get x-rays or notes from the doctors. And also, if you decide to go to the police, we'd really recommend that you go to the victims' police and also get information. And even if you've been hurt but you don't want to get divorced, get the information and just keep it in case you do ever need to use it in court at some point in the future. And that's something that we would really, really advise. But if you've been married for 5 years or more and decide to get divorced, then you are allowed to stay, you're allowed to be here. And if you were married to a Belgian man and you get divorced and you're allowed to stay, then you're allowed to work. You don't need a new work permit or anything. But if you were living in Belgium and married to someone who was from the European Union but not Belgian, then once you're married, you're allowed to work. But if you get divorced, then you need to apply for a work permit. Though if you've got a great job already, if you've got a permanent job and you're integrated in the community, then your chances of getting that should be pretty high. And yeah, so if any of you out there are going through a hard time in your relationship, then we would love to be able to get beside you, support you in any way that we can. So please get in contact, and we would love to be able to really help you and stand beside you through this process.